Well, hello, hello. Welcome to Sparkle.Sanctuary. My name is Rebecca. Today's video is called a WIP in Chat. WIP, or WIP, stands for Work in Progress. This is my current WIP. It is Talisman by Angeli Aubrey from Diamond Art Club. I actually have her turned upside down because I work halfway and work my way down and then flip it over and go the other way. But right now we are right here looking at her face. This is so far just been a really fun image to work on. There is quite a bit of color blocking and the diamonds haven't been a real problem. So I am enjoying that. I haven't done one of these in quite a while and kind of started talking and realized I wasn't going in the direction I wanted to. So I'm starting over. So I did get started on this square, but it's a pretty big square. So I'm not going to get it finished while we're chatting anyway. So why not, right? Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. It has been a minute. I know I've been posting a few other videos here and there, and they've become a little bit more frequent recently. And so I thought it is time for me to get back in and post one of these. I've missed some of the social aspect of this channel. You know, people commenting on my videos or whatever, just the engagement is, it was important to me. And I want you all to know that I feel really bad about disappearing for a little while. There has been a lot that has happened, and I don't think I'm going to talk about all of it, but I will touch base on some of the things going on. I know a large portion of the reason why I had to take a step back was for my own mental health. Despite how much I love engagement on here and how much I have enjoyed, having conversations with new people and building that community, there has been a lot as far as ways that my mental health has been impacted over the last several months just because of things going on in my life. I am in America, and everything that's happening right now has had pretty big impacts, some of them in really negative ways in my life. And I am fearful for people that I care about. And it has caused me to, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not shutting down. In fact, I've stepped up and I've pushed myself outside of my box and outside of my comfort zone, and have been trying to assist other people to navigate some of the things that are happening. And I'm very proud of myself for the work that I'm doing in that, and hope to continue doing that while also being able to maintain this channel. I will say, for me, winter is also incredibly difficult. I have seasonal depression. And on top of that, I ended my long-term, almost 5-year relationship. And so it's just been a lot to navigate emotionally, physically, all of those things. And currently I'm dealing with a kidney stone, and I just, there's always just going to be something, right? And so I decided, you know what, it's summertime. I'm not working. I'm not getting paid, but I'm not working. And so I thought this would be a decent time to see if I can get myself back into this groove. I have missed being able to do this, and so I don't want to take it for granted. And just the people that have followed me and engaged in my content and all of those things, it's really cool and important to me. And so yeah, I thought maybe I can pull myself around this. And I don't know, I've had my diamond painting group back too. There for a little while I wasn't doing a lot. And so just being able to, I don't know, have some normalcy has really been pushed. Like since school got out, I've been really pushing for that. The month of May, one of my kids graduated, and there's just so much has happened. And so I've just been absolutely busy. I did some really important projects at work, and oh my gosh, just all of the things. So I'm going to focus quite a bit now, because I'm sure I possibly upset some viewers talking about politics. I'm not going to bring that up again if I can help it. My job is grant money funded, and so that has been some of my anxiety. But I did some great things at work this last season, and so I want to really just kind of focus on that. So let's see. Back in February, I did a project where, and I'm going to see if I can insert some photos. I do have a few. I have to be careful because I can't insert like kids' photos, but I can insert some of the other things that I've done, other photos that I've taken. But I did a project where I put together, okay, so around Valentine's Day here, I don't know how many, I don't know if conversation hearts, the picture here maybe, are a thing around the world. I know that we have them here in the United States, and they always come out at Valentine's Day. And I got an idea to share positive messages through conversation hearts that were not real conversation hearts. So most people know that Diamond Art Club has these little heart-shaped containers that wax comes in. Will used to put their wax into, and they don't do it anymore. But I'll also see if I can insert a picture of one of those. But anyway, I wanted to take those and use them to spread positivity with the kiddos, because I've taken them to work and used them to help kids count. And because I didn't know what to do with them prior to that, and I didn't want to throw them out because I don't want to throw away plastic, and I didn't know what to do with them. So like I said, I took them to work and used them to help kids count. And in the process of that, kids were asking for them, and so I got the idea to share them. And so I worked with the counseling department, and we had a lesson on kindness and had all of the kids write messages to, like, on a piece of paper. It was just a kindness message or a drawing, whatever they could do, because we're a pre-K through 5 school, and so it's kind of difficult to get littles to write when they don't know how, but we did the best we could, and with some kind of positive message on them, and had the kids put them, write these messages. And then I also had adults write messages, and then I brought that all home, and my girls helped me with part of it, but we stuffed those messages into those hearts. And I will tell you, there was, I don't even remember how many they were. I mean, it's June. In fact, today is Saturday, June 21st. So hopefully I'll post this soon, but it's been it's been a few months, and so I don't remember exactly how many there were, but there was well over 600 of them that I stuffed, and my girls helped me with, and the counselors helped get those completed. And on Valentine's Day, I went around to all of the classrooms and passed them out to the students, and they got to take them home. So every single student and every single staff person in my building got a positive message of kindness from somebody else in the building anonymously, which was so cool. And so I was so proud of it that I shared it with the mental health team that I'm part of. And the lady who heads that ended up sharing it with the district I work in. And I made it actually into the monthly newsletter for the district, which is really kind of cool. At least, I've only been working there a year and a half. And so to have my name associated with this cool project was just awesome. Anyway, so that happened. It took a lot of energy. And then I spent the month of May working on another project where I had these, I call them self-regulation bags, and I will post pictures in here as well of that. But basically, there's a dice inside the bag, and a student rolls the dice. Like when they're upset, they're supposed to roll the dice, and then it gives instructions on what they're supposed to do. So each side of the dice says something different, like take 10 deep breaths. And then there was a card in there also that had like different types of breathing to do. And then, like 20 jumping jacks, or play with a fidget. And there was a fidget in each bag, and then, or draw and write. And there was a brand new box of crayons and a brand new notepad in there to draw on. Or it said play with Play-Doh or smell something nice. And so there was a thing of Play-Doh in there. There was also a little tube of chapstick in there that was scented. Now the scenting, like that is a grounding technique. So like I had to, show them what to do and how to work with it. But anyway, there's so many students in the school. There's like 580 students, and I only had enough grant money to fund 33 of those bags. And picking out those 33 students was really hard. And I unfortunately missed the deadline for that next round of those bags. And so I'm going to be keeping an eye out for additional money to see if I can't find it. $300 is a lot, and it's too much for me out of pocket. Otherwise, I would totally do it because it was so neat to see those kids' faces. I think the littles appreciated it more than the bigs. But that's, like they have to have an attitude even when they appreciate things. I work in a very underprivileged area with a lot of trauma. And so these kids really needed ways to learn how to self-regulate, and everything in those bags were brand new. And some of these kids they don't receive brand new things. The level of excitement for a brand new box of Crayola crayons was, it was hard. It was hard. And I found a lot of joy in that and wished I could do it for everybody. Like really wished I could do it for everybody. But yeah, so all of the things went into a bag, and they got to take the bag home, and they get to keep it, not anything that they have to return, and it's theirs. And several of those kids have siblings that I've worked with, and so I'm kind of hopeful that they'll be able to share that. And so it'll actually be more than just those 33 kids that were impacted by that project. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do that project again this next year, but I really hope I am able to, because it was so important to me. And I think it was to them as well. And giving them an option to try to continue the lessons on self-regulation at home over the summer when, things are fully out of their control is great. And I really hope at least, if even just a couple of them, or even just one, actually uses that bag this summer to help train themselves to regulate again, I will feel like my job is done, Anyway, I'm super, super proud of that project, and really super proud of the Valentine's Day one I did too. And, just, oh yeah, just trying to keep that good balance. I am going to be in gosh, later in late July, I am going to do a work project where I'm going to go get trained. I'll have to drive back and forth for a couple days, and I'm not going to get paid for it, but it's good training, and I'm hoping that will be, like there's only one other person in the district that's going to be trained on it, and so I'm hoping that will make me a commodity and will make me a necessity for the district, so that if funding gets cut, then I will be able to still stay on board, or if, my position is cut just because of, it is for mental health. And I work in a school with lots of troubled kids, and I just want to continue to provide those mental health resources. So anyway, so that's, those are big work projects. I also, I've mentioned in a couple of my WIP and chats in the past that I was sharing a room with a woman who was basically bullying me, and it didn't stop. It actually had points in time when it was worse, and I have, I had multiple people notice what was happening, and seeing the things that she was saying, and right at the end of the school year, because I assumed that she would, fulfill her yearly contract and then quit. And when I left the last week of May, when I left work, she still had not put in her resignation. Now, it's been a couple weeks since then, so I don't know what has happened in the meantime. But it, and I hate to say that I'm hopeful that she won't be back, but regardless, I did have concern that she would be back. And so I finally resolved myself to just speak with the principal about it and let him know what was happening. And we have a lot of respect for each other. And so I think he took what I was saying seriously. He told me he was going to take it very seriously. And then he identified that she will not be sharing a room with me next year. Because I literally, the year before, I was not in a room doing mental health supports. I actually had my desk in a classroom. And because they were teaching class, I would take kids into the hallway and provide mental health supports out in the hallway in a very high traffic area, which made it incredibly difficult. And I actually told him, I said, I would rather go back to that than be in a room with this woman again. That's how much I mean, like I cannot share a room with her again. It was miserable. And he was very respectful and said that I didn't need to worry. They're going to move her to a different space and try to get her, in a place where she has her own space so that won't be an issue anymore. I do know that she has had, speaking with other staff myself, I know she has had issues with other staff. And so I have to wonder, like what their plan is for her in the district, in the school and whatever. And I don't know. I personally hope she just moves on and figures out herself and learns to be kind to other people. Like, I don't know. It's weird because she befriended all of the what I would consider to be quote unquote mean girls in the school. And so she kind of would push their those conversations where they were, bad mouthing other people or bad mouthing the school. And I'm not for that. I'm a team player and I like for everybody to get along, and I try to do the best I can to be that for other people. And I wouldn't engage with her in that. And I'm thinking that's part of why she turned on me, but it is what it is. And I'm just glad that I don't have to share a room with her next year. And I think it's going to be really weird this coming year because because I shared my room with two people, and this fall I will only be with one, and she's actually pregnant and will be out of the office for part of the year. So there's going to be a portion of time when I have the room to myself, which is going to be really, really weird. Like 6 weeks of time by myself it is going to be very weird. But it is what it is. And I think maybe I'll find some peace in that. Yeah, be able to have some space and kind of listen to music and do the things I want to do without feeling like I'm invading someone else's space. So yeah, I'll probably be like scared at first, and then when she comes back I'll be bummed. Like I love her and I want to work with her and I don't mind. I love sharing an office with her. She's a really good human being and is a really great, like she's good at being an advocate for other people. Like she just is a all around good person. So I'm not going to hate sharing the space with her for that reason, but I just might be like, oh man, I'm losing my own space. you know anyway, but yeah, so I am grateful that there's going to be changes for that and look forward to this next year. They are going to keep me in the same area, but my supervisor is going to change again because the assistant principal of the side that I was on, the pre-K through grade 2 side, is going to be moving over to the 3, 4, 5 side. And so I don't know who my supervisor is going to be this coming year. And that is also giving me a little bit of, like anxiety about what's coming up. But honestly, like it doesn't matter. I know that, like my job matters and everybody there is making a positive impact for these kids. And as long as they are somebody that, um, you know, is able to, because I've never been that person that like needed micromanaging. And so as long as they're not a micromanager, which is the only fear I have, I will be fine. And even if they are a micromanager, I've dealt with that before and been fine. I proved myself fairly quickly, and people tend to back off of that micromanagement. But everybody's different. Every boss is different. And I've had a lot of bosses in my time, even though I've not had a lot of jobs. Just because, some places have high turnover for supervisors. And, at a school, people are always wanting to advance their career because it's not like teaching pays a ton of money, which is very unfortunate, but I'm perfectly content where I'm at. And yeah, I just, I don't know. I just hope that I get to keep this job even longer. Our contract. So originally I was contracted through one kind of program, and that program was actually due to end in May. And then I found out in April that they moved me over to a different contract, and that contract actually doesn't end until um, well, okay, let me backtrack. I found out in April that that contract was extended for this next school year, but it didn't matter because they had moved me over to another contract that ends at the end of next school year. So both of those programs are going to be due to end then. Their contracts will both run out at the same time in May of 2026. And so I just need to keep pressing forward and keep doing a good job, and hope that they can renew those contracts again, because I really do love my job. Like, this is my, like, after everything, this is my ideal dream job. I got beat up a lot this year, specifically by kindergartners and first graders. But honestly, like, I've been through much worse. I've been beat up much worse. I've had much harder jobs. Like, I truly love the things that I'm doing and the impact that I'm making at this school and the students that are there and everything about my job. Um, I don't love being beat up, but it doesn't happen very often. And I think the beginning of the school year is the worst part. And this last year I had to prove myself, and this year I'm not going to have to. So it'll be easier for me to be able to step in and help out without them questioning what I'm doing or whether or not I know what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So it'll be nice to help in that capacity. But yeah, I'm just sorry. Let me find the next color so my brain doesn't completely shut down on that. So I will work on the face colors next. Get some more of this color blocking out of the way. But yeah, I just have a lot of hope, and you know, it's always one of those things that I think is going to kind of be at the back of my mind about the contracts, and I just need to let that go and recognize that it's out of my control. And just, I like, this last year I was able to, like, for a little while I was stressed for the first couple months, and then I think in, I don't know, probably February-ish, because I was just, at that point, I was more worried about, the Department of Education and fundings for that being dropped. And so that aspect of my job I was worried about, but I was not worried about whether or not the district would want to keep me on. After they published me in the newsletter, and they've, all the things that have happened, I've been told that I will have a job in that district no matter what. Now, whether or not they can afford to pay me the rates that I'm currently making, I don't think so, because they'd only be able to hire me on in certain capacities. So I don't know, but the principal that I work for has been he's still the principal, but he's had a different kind of promotion, and he's actually overseeing not just the school I'm working at, but also the school that is attached to our building. So it's like a full campus, pre-K through 8. And so it's a lot. But I think he's going to do a great job. And I feel like, he's on his way to doing more with his career. I know he has plans in the future to be a superintendent, and we probably only have like 2 to 3 years left with him at the school that I'm at. And I feel like I've made a good impression on him, and I'm hoping that will kind of help my career aspects in the future, if that makes sense. Like, for most jobs anymore, it's not what you know, it's who you know, which is an unfortunate reality. And I hope it's enough. I hope it's enough. So okay, so enough about that. I already touched base on the fact that one of my kiddos graduated in May. She is actually going to go to college in the fall, and I've spent part of May helping her get all that set up and situated, applying for scholarships and grants and trying to find funds so that she can go because we can't afford I cannot afford to pay that, and she cannot either with a job. Even with a job, it's so expensive. And she really wants to go to school because she would like to, at this time, be an anesthesiologist, I think. Sometimes she goes back and forth, but it's all in the medical field. Like she wants to do something in the medical field. And, so doing that kind of stuff. And then my twins, the other ones that live at home with me, are, they're getting ready to go into their junior year. And, my kids were in musicals and plays, and they have orchestra and choir, and we just were so busy, and enjoyed that time watching them as they're like shifting into the new phase. This last part of the year was really hard on my twins. They a big portion of their friend group were seniors and graduated, and so it's going to be hard for them going into their junior year, having a large portion of their friend group be gone. It's hard making friends junior and senior year, and because everybody's kind of established themselves, and I'm just hoping that their outgoing personalities will. Well, Addison has an outgoing personality. Alyssa, not so much, but she is doing better, and I think all three of them kind of are. And so I'm hoping that they're, because they're sweet, sweet kids, and they have big hearts and they want to help people. And so I'm hoping that that will be enough for them to make some more friends to get them through these last couple years of school. Because right now they're very nervous and they're scared. And on top of that, they have a friend who a couple months ago was diagnosed with cancer, and right before school ended, they found out that it's terminal. And helping my girls navigate that kind of grief, knowing somebody, I never had to deal with that in school. I didn't know anybody while I was in school that had that, that died from cancer. We knew students who were in car accidents and things like that, and it's tragic, but they're watching their friend go through these last final stages through social media, and I cannot fathom that. I cannot fathom that. And so I'm just trying to help them navigate it, and also navigate the loss of the guy I was dating, because they both very much care about him, and he was their father figure for nearly 5 years and a positive role model on them for the most part. And they love him very much, and that has been hard to watch them navigate that as well, while also grieving myself for that ending of the relationship. And it's just been hard for all of us, I guess. And it was the right decision for me, but and I'm sad, and I hate the way everything happened. I hate that it happened, but it was the right decision. And I don't know what else to say beyond that. So, yeah, they're having to deal with that loss and that grief, and it makes me feel bad because, like, I'm the one who brought him into their life, and they basically have had no contact with him since things ended. And I don't know. We're going to go to a convention next weekend, and they're going to see him there. And I do have some concerns about how that's going to impact them. But, it'll be a good way for them to be able to maybe possibly have a goodbye. So yeah, I don't know. It will depend on whether or not they choose to stay in each other's lives, yeah. So they've just been dealing with a lot. I think everybody has been, and I'm trying to help navigate that. And that's why I had to take a step back from YouTube, and my posts have been more sporadic, between, working 45 to 50 hours a week, and um, not getting lunch breaks or any kind of break really, and then coming home and helping my kids with all of this stuff, and planning and prepping and doing all the things. It's just been a lot. also had to have had to deal with, like, my girls are, in the final stages of their braces, and so one of them is going to have their wisdom teeth out next month, and trying and planning for all of those appointments. And then one of my twins had actually gone to a dance and broke her wrist, and so that was something else that we had happen. And it just has been a lot over the last several months, and was not in a position where I felt like I had the energy or capacity to record and edit and upload videos. I did get a new computer recently because my other one wasn't doing what I needed it to. And it's kind of because it won't update to Windows 11. And so, like, all the programs are slowly, like, I know in Windows 11 hasn't technically happened yet, but the programs are already kind of not working properly. And so I found a company that I had received. I received my last computer I actually got from the government for free because of my income to household ratio. And so I found that company again and was able to purchase a new laptop for a fairly decent price. Thankfully, it was so now I have a new laptop, and I'm hoping that it will, like, it's already kind of made editing videos easier, and it feels more streamlined. So I'm still using the same programs to edit, but I don't know, it seems easier, and maybe in my head, I don't know. But yeah, so have that kind of stuff going on. And I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I've probably missed. I can't even think. Like, I didn't even go back and look at my timeline. Just wanted to kind of give a quick, brief overview because there's a lot of stuff that I probably don't really want to talk about, just because it's hard, and it just is what it is. And I did post a video recently about going on a retreat. That was so much fun, and I've made friends from that. I had made a couple, like, I knew them, like, we were friendly, and one of them I was friends with, but, like, I don't think to this extent. Like, I just really truly love these women, and they have made everything so much more enjoyable. And I look forward to the times when we've been able to meet virtually. And gosh, it's really cool to be able to spend that time with them and catch up on the week. And, or, like this week we won't be able to meet, but we've met the last few weeks, and I don't know how long we'll be able to sustain that. Everybody has, things we've got to get done, but I'm enjoying the heck out of it, and don't want it to end because I don't really have friends. It's just hard maintaining friendships when you're a mom and you're busy and you're working and so yeah, I don't have very many friends, and so to be able to add more people is really neat. Yeah, it's been, I don't know, it's been fun and cool, and I feel young. I don't know why. I don't know. I've been, like, I'm only 45. It's not terribly old, but there have been times recently where I'm like, man, I feel really old. Especially, like, finding myself single again. It's very weird to be this age and to be single again. And I know there are women older than me that are single and yada yada, but the men around here that are my age that are single for a reason. And I will not date anybody again that doesn't have the emotional capacity to have real conversations with me, or someone that tries to make me stop speaking about the things that are important to me. I am a very passionate person. I love hard, and that passion means I'm passionate about the things that I'm passionate about, and I will not be silenced. And yeah, I just won't. I won't tolerate it. And so yeah, and if most of the people that I've encountered around here cannot handle that. So it's fine. It's a lot, and I understand that some people can't, and that's okay. It's their prerogative, and I just tell them, go find less. So yeah, I guess so for me, my mindset is, like the men are single for a reason, and I'm not willing to. I'm in a really good place. Do I, have seasonal depression? Yes. Do I have times when I stress out about things too much? Yes. Do I care too hard? Yes. Is is there times when I'm faulty because I have trauma? Yes. But I also am in a growth mindset, and I am constantly wanting to improve and make myself better, and I want to be, in a place where the people around me also strive for that. And so I would just rather be single than be with somebody who can't meet that with me. Like I want to be able to talk about the things that are important to me and meet people on an honest level and know that they're telling me the truth. And it's very important to me. I'm not a person that lies or even like, I'm not even that person that can misguide the truth, if that makes sense. Like, there's that lying by omission and all those other types. I can't even do that. Like I feel too guilty, and I can't do that to other people. So I don't want that to be done to me. And so I just want honesty and realness and, emotional, I don't know, maturity and compassion and understanding. So I'm just not willing to do it anymore. I'm just not. So, I am not looking to date anybody. And if somebody comes across me that I find intriguing, I may consider it again in the future, but I don't. I I was in a really good place in my life, and I opened up the door to date because I wanted to bring somebody into my life and enhance it, and that didn't work out. And so I am not looking to do that again. I am just comfortable and happy and content to be where I'm at and to have what I have. My kids are, wonderful, and my job is wonderful, and my friends are wonderful, and I am just so happy with those things that I don't think I need anything else. And yeah. So all right, I think that's enough blabbering, and it's a really weird note to end off on, but I'm not sure I know what else to talk about. Um, so I guess I hope you have all been doing well. I am happy to be here with you, and if you watch this video, I'm thankful that you're here. Grateful for your time and energy because I know it takes that. If you um, want to, please give this video a thumbs up on your way out. And yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I'm really hopeful that I can keep on this trend. Um, we shall see how things happen. Like I said, we've got a convention to go to, and then my daughter has to wear some teeth out, but I am not working, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything because I can be here for all kinds of stuff. But anyway, um, I will go ahead and sign off. I hope you all remember that Sparkle.Sanctuary is wherever you go to take care of your mental health. This is my Sparkle.Sanctuary, and I'm so glad to have it back. So make sure you are taking time to take care of you. If you live in a hot area, please stay hydrated. It is really hot here. The air conditioner hasn't been working. It's still having issues and trying to figure that out. So it's, I think, going to be 105 today. And well, anyway, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Anyway, sorry, go back to that. If you remember that your Sparkle.Sanctuary is wherever you go to take care of your mental health. So please make sure you're taking time to take care of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.